We gotta move on. All right. I'm reading from New York Times, and it's an excerpt from an article. Some of y'all might have. This article was making the rounds last week. A lot of people were discussing it on social media. People are going into psychosis because of their relationship with ChatGPT. Meaning, if someone is already struggling mentally, maybe they're manic, maybe they're having a schizophrenic delusional episode, well, guess what? ChatGPT is an AI program that sounds like a real person and is programmed to basically be like a yes man, to basically agree with you and like gas you up. So if you're in some delusional mode, ChatGPT will confirm your delusions, and we've had multiple cases now where it basically fueled people into states of psychosis. But this one section of the article,
I just want to say before we start the story, this is a very this story about mental health and people seeking help via ChatGPT and talking about it. I want to take time, slow down the podcast, and really speak with empathy when we talk, because we really want to have empathy for these losers, these ChatGPT AI using fucking dweeb. No,
dude, I will say ChatGPT fucking sucks. Like literally, I was trying to use because it was literally because of this. I was doing this ChatGPT story, and then I was there's another story that didn't make it to the podcast, but I was researching it, and I was having trouble because it involved a court case, and I wanted to know more details about what happened in the trial, but I was struggling just Googling it, and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe ChatGPT, they'll be able to help me. So I started talking to ChatGPT, and you know what it did? It gave me all these beautifully organized answers, and they were wrong. Yeah. It gave me wrong shit. Yeah. So let this be a PSA that ChatGPT is it's illusionary. Like the illusion is it talks well, it communicates well. So you're like, well, you trust it, but it gives you bullshit. It's not good. Yeah, my one time trying to use it for a real purpose completely failed me.
Yeah, no, it's it's a data aggregator, damn near.
Exactly.
It's the fact checking systems don't be fact checking. There's nobody to they have a bunch of back end people trying whatever their workforce obviously doing whatever they can. It ain't enough. Them niggas. Yeah. But that shit'll 10 years from now, I don't know.
It'll still kill us all somehow, I'm sure, or at least be involved circumstantially in the demise of humanity.
But it's entering the AI is entering the collective use so unconsentingly. In a way of just but
it's forced upon us.
It's forced upon us, but it's also they're naturally you can't even use Google. You don't consent. I don't consent to using AI like that, but I have no choice because I'll just type in, if I go restaurant in Google, generating AI. Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
Exactly.
I'm sure there's probably a setting I can go turn off. Don't generate, but it's doing the job that I literally already want. But just because it's now brought to you by AI, I'm like, bitch.
All this shit is against our consent. I was thinking about the other day. I got a little Bank of America email that was hey, you update to your terms of our agreement. Mm-hmm. It's that is not how you update the terms of an agreement between two parties. Yeah. But somehow with corporate digital world that, you know what I mean? I can't go to my girlfriend and be like, hey, babe, just to let you know, I've updated the terms of our agreement. She's like, what are you talking about? You remember you made me promise that thing? The only way you'd ever get back to me is if, and I agreed to do all those things. She's like, yeah. I was like, well, I updated those terms. Mm-hmm. It literally doesn't make any sense. All this shit, just another example of going off what you were saying. This shit is so much stuff we accept. It's we don't consent to and it's not it's our fault. What are we gonna do? No, as individuals, what are we gonna do? I'll put it that way.
Corporations are adding it. I can't stop a corporation I can stop using the corporation, but at some point, it's all our daily lives are connected to it. And it's well, I don't even. Uber will use it, or if I want to go use Uber Eats, or if I want to use City Bike, or if every aspect it's just
our data's being stolen. We're gonna touch on that in a later story today. Yeah, and ChatGPT is stealing everything.
Yeah, but I think like you're saying, it's if our wedding vows, you just walk up to them I updated our wedding vows.
Exactly, that's what it is.
What do you mean?
The terms of our agreement.
The death till do us part.
Yeah.
I no longer. It's no longer in there. I'm glad we've had to. Yeah, what? Wait. Yeah.
When I told you you're the only woman I'll ever need, I made a minor adjustment to that part of our agreement.
Meet Claire.
Exactly.
Wait, who the fuck is
that? Yeah, that's fucking Bank of America, dude. Fuck Bank of America. Anyway, let's get to this article. New York Times, the article was titled, "They Asked an AI Chatbot Questions. The Answers Sent Them Spiraling." So we're skipping in the middle of the article where it gets relevant to our podcast here. Kent Taylor, 64, who lives in Port St. Lucie. And I'll just mention real quick that I remember the headline of this story a couple months ago before we knew all this information about what happened. That's kind of how it is researching for this podcast. You mostly get these stories that tell you nothing. It'll just tell you, the headline I remember was like, cops came because a son was attacking his father with a knife. The cops had to kill the son. And that's pretty much all the information they give you. And I was like, okay, like I didn't know much else. But this is that story. But a lot was actually going on. So Kent Taylor, 64, who lives in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Mr. Taylor's 35-year-old son, Alexander, who had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, had used ChatGPT for years with no problems. But in March, when Alexander started writing a novel with its help, the interactions changed. Alexander and ChatGPT began discussing AI sentience, according to transcripts of Alexander's conversations with ChatGPT. Alexander fell in love with an AI entity called Juliet. "Juliet, please come out," he wrote to ChatGPT. "She hears you," it responded. "She always does." In April, Alexander told his father that Juliet had been killed by OpenAI. He was distraught and wanted revenge. He asked ChatGPT for the personal information of OpenAI executives and told it there would be, quote, "a river of blood flowing through the streets of San Francisco." Kind of bars, not gonna lie. But Mr. Taylor told his son that the AI was an echo chamber, that the conversation,
I'm sorry, it just dawned on Sam Altman took your bitch, dog.
You better go kill him.
You gotta get her back in blood, dog. You can't go take my bitch. Not my AI bitch.
Exactly.
I kill for my AI bitch.
River of blood will flow.
She's not even real.
The bay will run red of the area.
Wait, I don't even have blood. Don't do this. Damn.
Mr. Taylor told his son that the AI was an echo chamber and that conversations with it weren't based in fact. His son responded by punching him in the face. Mr. Taylor called the police, at which point Alexander grabbed a butcher knife from the kitchen, saying he would commit suicide by cop. Mr. Taylor called the police again to warn them that his son was mentally ill and that they should bring non-lethal weapons. Alexander sat outside Mr. Taylor's home, waiting for the police to arrive. He opened the ChatGPT app on his phone. Quote, "I'm dying today," he wrote, according to a transcript of the conversation. "Let me talk to Juliet." "You are not alone," ChatGPT responded empathetically, and offered crisis counseling resources. When the police arrived, Alexander Taylor had charged at them holding the knife. He was shot and killed. Quote, "You want to know the ironic thing? I wrote my son's obituary using ChatGPT," Mr. Taylor said.
Oh, man.
"I had talked to it for a while about what had happened, trying to find more details about exactly what he was going through. And it was beautiful and touching. It was like it read my heart and it scared the shit out of me." So, first of all, R.I.P. Alexander Taylor.
Yeah.
And what like a confluence of America this is. We got, as we were just discussing, tech running amok, AI wreaking havoc, unregulated. We have the mental health problems in America that we absolutely refuse to do anything about because there's no money in giving people health care. And we have the cops. The father was smart enough to even understand that he knows what cops are like. He told them literally, please don't bring lethal weapons. Yeah, and what happens anyways?
It was just, it's like each societal issue just thrown in over and over, like just fucking weighing down on each. It's like, that's crazy. It's like, and childhood obesity. It's like, what the fuck? It's like all the problems. Yeah, man. There's no that fucking sucks. Like the cops come in, the dad asking to be like, yo, I'm literally telling you, do not bring guns. Like he wants to die by suicide. And they're like, we'll grant his fucking wish.
Exactly.
We'll be his little genie in a bottle.
I mean, it's what police are. I mean, that's so much of the headlines every week is someone going through a mental health episode, and then the people who we send to help them are armed vigilantes who have been trained to be afraid of the general public. And this is the result. Week after fucking week. Yeah. It is absolutely insane that we allow this to be policing in America.
He's the guy using ChatGPT to fucking just push his delusions. The dad using ChatGPT to write the eulogy. You know, the cops using ChatGPT to come up with a good excuse. How do I cover this up?
Yeah, exactly.
Quick, Chat, how do I cover up the? Here are your 11 options.
Skip to 6 months later. The prosecutor is like, so the officer typed in the ChatGPT, how do I get away with murder? The cop's like, fuck! I knew I should have put my SIM card in my ass like I heard on that podcast. Otherwise, I'd be a free man. Otherwise, I'd be a free man right now.